What's up, guys? Welcome back to Central City Barbecue. I'm Pit Master James Cruz. We've been away for a little bit. I had a little bit of a medical issue. We had a hurricane to deal with. But look, I'm back. I got my buddy Brendan Lamb from Roanoke, Texas with Smileys Barbecue. Follow this guy, Food Network, Barbecue Brawl. But look, today we're doing some peach habanero pork belly burn ends. I'm gonna have this guy with his Texas influence. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got a nice, beautiful center cut pork belly slab. Brendan's gonna take over from here. Brendan, what are we doing?
We got a nice center cut piece of pork belly here. You want to get a nice skinless pork belly, works the best on here.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and slather it up to start with.
So you need some mustard?
A little bit of mustard works out perfect.
Got you right here. Go ahead.
Don't want to go too much, just a little bit there. We're going to coat it on all sides. So you don't want to have any puddles in this. You still want to have a nice little layer, nice little binder for the seasoning we're about to put on here. You can add a little bit as you go, but make sure that we're nice and even all the way around. So, now that it's all slathered up, we are going to put a nice savory salt, pepper, granulated garlic. I like to throw a little bit of seasoning salt in there too.
Nice. So what is this? Is this your rub?
This is my rub that I use at the restaurant here for most of my meats.
Man, get at it.
Let's do it. So I like to start on the back side first with the fat side down so we can have a nice, pretty bark on top, nice uniform. It'd be very liberal with the amount you're putting on. You want to make sure and get all your sides. We're going to get everything we possibly can covered up with some of this nice SPG salt, pepper, garlic for y'all that don't know. And then lastly, we're going to put it on top to make sure we have a nice, uniform, beautiful pork belly. Covered up. That should give us some nice flavor there. What do you think, James?
Dude, I think it looks beautiful. Where's it need to go next? Smoker, right?
We're putting it on the pit.
See you at the smoker. All right, so today we're cooking on a Gateway drum smoker. It's one of my favorite smokers in the entire world. Super efficient. Puts off a great flavor. We got some lump charcoal in there with some post oak chunks. Brendan, what are we doing with this pork belly?
Well, normally I'd be go ahead and throwing it on the great fat side up because I use an offset smoker, but this is a little bit different animal.
Yeah, so what happens is since the heat's coming from the bottom, we're going to use the fat cap as a protective barrier for the meat, and it allows it to drip on there, get a little bit of grill flavor, and maybe halfway through, if it looks like it's cooking a little bit too fast on one side, we'll flip it over. We're going to keep it on the pork belly. Today we have to cook the pork belly.
All right, we're going to let this sucker rest right here, and we're going to check it out in about an hour.
We'll be right back, guys. Now that the pork belly is on the smoker with that nice SPG rub, my boy Brendan right here. Brendan, let's work on a sweet heat glaze. What are we doing?
We're going to start with a little bit of bourbon. We want to get the vanilla out of that, but we're going to have to cook it down. We'll have to cook it down a little bit first. So get it in here.
Nice. Okay. We're going to cook that down first, and then what?
Yeah, this has to be cooked down enough to where we start smelling that vanilla flavor, and then we'll go ahead and throw a little bit of butter and some brown sugar in there to start getting that mixed in.
So we're going to let that simmer for a couple minutes. We'll be right back. All right, it's been a few minutes. Brendan, what are we looking at here with this bourbon?
This bourbon, we're trying to keep it simmering so we can go ahead and get that vanilla flavor out of it.
Oh, nice. What do we add next?
We need some butter and some brown sugar.
There you
go.
About 2 tablespoons of butter.
That's about right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Got a cup of brown sugar.
Yes, sir. This is about right.
Oh, that almost looks like a dessert topping at this point.
Yes, sir.
Some bourbon, butter, and brown sugar.
All right, now we just got to keep it going here. We don't want it to separate too much. All right, so we're going to keep on taking this down, letting it agitate. We're going to agitate it to where we're going to thicken it up some and let everything kind of marry together. We're waiting on that vanilla flavor to come out of that bourbon. Yeah, now that we got this all put together and we start to smell that vanilla flavor, we're going to add a little bit of honey inside of this. Yes, sir.
It's about a cup of honey.
Hey, don't be worried about how much honey.
You're gonna save a little bit for some glaze later, though, right?
Yeah, we're gonna save a little bit.
Perfect. Appreciate that. What's next?
Yes, next we need to add in a little bit of ketchup, just regular old Heinz ketchup here, and then a little bit of yellow mustard.
Perfect. That's about a tablespoon of each.
We don't talk about tablespoons and measurements in Texas. We talk about pinches and little bits of this.
You're just getting results, aren't you?
We get dashes of this and dashes of that.
All right, but look, we did say sweet heat. Well, the heat's going to come from one of our partner brands here, Louisiana Pepper Exchange. They've got 6 retail varieties here. You can find them in the produce section. They've got orange habanero, red habanero, chipotle. You've got ghost pepper. You've got cayenne. You've got jalapeno. I think we're going to go with some orange habanero.
I like that orange habanero.
Look at it. It's got some sweet notes to it. It's got a good amount of heat. So you got to be careful with this stuff. It's hot.
We'll just throw a little bit in there to start with. See how it tastes.
It's about a half a teaspoon.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, it looks about it. That's a Texas half a teaspoon, isn't it?
Yeah. We like our heat here in Texas.
Now that means you got to lick that spoon. Nah, whew, I wouldn't do it. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, some good stuff, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get that blended up real quick.
All right, now we're gonna mix in this habanero, getting that sweet heat. Yes, sir. All right, we're gonna let this go for just a few minutes, then we're gonna add in our peach.
Brendan, you doing all right over there, buddy? That stuff packs a punch, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You didn't have to.
Y'all
lick
gonna enjoy this.
You didn't have to lick it, but y'all go big in Texas, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're gonna let it simmer. We'll be right back before we add the peach nectar. Brendan, that looks about ready, man. Let's add another layer of sweetness to it. We're going with some peach nectar. Here you go, buddy. Let's add a full can to it.
Yes, sir. Sounds great.
Well, is that gonna add another whole layer of flavor? Add that peach fruitiness to it. He's gonna let that reduce down. Gonna mix it all together. We'll be right back in a minute. All right, now that glaze is done, we're gonna let it rest and let's put it off the side right there. We got about another 30, 45 minutes. We're gonna check the pork belly, probably flip it, and then we're gonna let it ride out from there. We'll be right back. All right, it's been about 45 minutes. Brendan, why don't you give us a flip real quick? Look at this guy here, bare hand.
A little spicy.
There we go. Let's come back in about another hour. We'll see what this thing looks like.
All right, so now we've been working at about 275, 300 for about 3 hours now. This thing's looking nice. We want to make sure that we're probe tent. Okay, look at that. There's no resistance. That's really what we're looking for. So that's between like 190, 195 degrees. That should be about done. So we're gonna go ahead and take it off and get everything ready to go to cube it up. We need to let it rest for a little bit. Absolutely beautiful.
All right, Brendan, pork belly's been resting for about 30 minutes. What are we doing next?
We're gonna cut it up and make it into little cubes and get that glaze on it.
That's what you got here.
Ooh, man, look at that. Will you look at that? So I like to do like 1 square inch cubes.
Ed Bassmaster over here?
Yes, sir. Oh, those are great. It's about a 1 inch cube on each side here. I think we can get a few of these out of each one.
I know one thing, these things look good just like this.
Yes,
so
sir.
They look with the glaze on them.
Uh-huh. See, look at that. Look at that. Yes, sir. Look at that bark. So we're going to go ahead and... These are about perfect. A few more of these over here.
So now what?
We're going to get them inside this pan and get our glaze on them.
I got your glaze for it.
Thank you, sir. Try not to break the bark too much, being too rough with them, but you know, it's barbecue.
Absolutely. So you're just going to pour this glaze over the top?
Pour it right inside there.
All right.
Try and get it on top of every single one, and then we'll agitate them around a little bit. Man, see how beautiful that came out?
I'll tell you one thing. Wait till you guys see a close-up what this stuff right here looks like real quick. All right, Brendan, you toss them around. We'll let these guys see what this stuff looks like.
All right, then, sounds good.
Toss them around. Got it?
Yeah. So just get here and kind of agitate around so you get all your sides covered. You don't want to get them too bad with your fingers. One, they're hot.
And then what are we doing next with them, Brendan?
They're going to get covered up completely and thrown back on the pit for about another 30 minutes.
Nice. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
All right, so look at that. So what we're looking for is for this to tack up a little bit. I think this had enough time for these to start soaking in. Look at that. Little meat pillows.
Oh, they look good.
All right, let's take them over
let's
the
get
table.
them to the board.
Yes, sir.
Brendan, these things look phenomenal. Man, I want to eat them like this, but what are we doing next?
And we got a few more steps left, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put them on this drying rack a little bit.
Okay.
Not to dry them out, but so we can do our final step here.
Nice.
Our final step is going to be to caramelize them up a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and get all of these lined up, kind of space them apart a little bit.
Yeah, these things look so good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, little meat pillows.
Just about a dozen, bro. Put that glaze on them.
Let's get it.
All right, dude, can I have one now?
No.
You know?
I got a few more things to do.
Let's see it.
We're going to hit them with a torch.
Oh, no. Let's go.
Let's get it.
What the hell? So what is this doing?
We're going to crisp up the edges a little bit. Finish the caramelization process of this glaze we have on there. There's a lot of sweet. We know we don't want it. We want a little bit of a crunch on it.
All right, well, look. You finish caramelizing things up. I'm going to show these guys what this stuff looks like. Now can I? No. I can't burn my mouth like that. No. All right, so what's next?
We're going to put some honey on them.
The remainder of the honey from earlier. All right, a little drizzle.
Not a lot. We don't need a lot. We got a bunch of flavor already.
Just for a little flavor. The sweetest over the top. Dude.
Now they're done.
I'm still gonna wait a second.
They're probably.
How about this? Let's plate them up.
Let's plate them.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Dude, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Y'all need to take a look at this real quick. Check that out real fast. That's got some nice texture. Brendan added a little crisp to it.
A little bit.
Let me tell you something. Now can I eat one?
Yes.
Let's do it. Come on. Let's do it.
Pew. That peach came through.
I thought y'all only do beef in Texas.
I thought so too, man. This is good. This is, hey, y'all, this is a very easy recipe to recreate. It's something everybody needs to be doing at home.
All right, you could easily recreate this at home. We started off with a nice center cut, skinless pork belly. We seasoned it with Smileys Barbecue.
A little bit of salt, pepper, garlic, and some seasoning salt. You know, get that savory, nice Texas flavor. You know, and then we threw it on the pit. About 275 degrees for how long we get going?
About 3.5 hours.
It went pretty quick.
3.5 hours. We flipped it a couple times halfway through.
Yeah.
Then we whipped up a glaze. Now this is a little collaboration between the two. Look, we both like sweet heat. So we had some brown sugar, we had some bourbon, we had some Louisiana Pepper Exchange, orange habanero.
That's what it was.
Some mustard, some ketchup.
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
We already said that, I think. I don't know.
And then we had some peach nectar.
The peach nectar was the last minute thing.
I wanted to drink some of that stuff.
My man, that was a good choice.
Tell us how you finished it off.
So, after everything came off, we cubed it up, we threw it inside the pit. We cubed it up, put the glaze on it, put it back inside the pit,
30 minutes?
30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And then whenever you bring them out, you got to hit them with a little bit of a torch.
This dude did his magic. A little torch, a little honey over the top.
Yeah, and that sets it off.
Man, let me tell you something. Hey, look. Hey, guys, thanks for following us every week. I enjoy doing these videos. Thank you, Brendan, for coming in, all the way from Texas.
Appreciate you, brother.
Follow this guy right here on social media. Follow himself, Brendan, on Facebook and on Instagram. Follow Smileys Barbecue as well. Follow Central City Barbecue on Facebook and Instagram. And then follow myself on Facebook and Instagram. Anytime you have any questions, send it over. I'll answer anything you need. See you next week.
See y'all.
What's the man?
Oh.